Sacramento Metro Real Estate Market. J. Emerson, Broker, DRE number 1788488. El Dorado County, Market Update. Data is through November 30th, 2025. Emerson Real Estate. Real Estate Market Forces Model. The real estate market involves many participants. The heart of the market are buyers and sellers. The market is affected by many forces. All forces cannot be identified practically. The three most important words in real estate: timing, psychology, location. Fear and greed are forces in psychology. And now the results of the forces this month in El Dorado County. Definitions. New house was exposed as a listing during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Pended, listing went pending during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward sellers, mine's next. Cancelled, listing was cancelled or expired during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, sellers are nervous. Sold, listing was sold during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward sellers, encouraged. Active, listing is available at the end of this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Cumulative days on market, total number of days listing is active before going pending and selling. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, market aging. Demand index minus supply index plus percent off median price high equals sweat index. Demand index equals pended year over year plus sold year over year. Supply index equals new year over year plus active year over year. The intent is to calculate the current market dynamics. A negative index is a negative. Optimum sweat for a zip code is in the range of +30 to -30. Buyers are favored when the sweat index is negative. Supply index equals +2%, favoring buyers. New listing index -2%. Active listing index +4%. Demand index equals +7%, favoring sellers. Sold listing index -16%. Pended listing index +23%. Sweat index equals -13%, favoring buyers. 48% of 146 months are inside the rest area. Last high was +172% in September 2020. Last low was -146% in December 2022. Inventory summary. Active listings equals month over month, year over year. Sold listings equals month over month, year over year. New listings equals month over month, year over year. Pended listings equals month over month, year over year. Cancelled listings equals month over month, year over year. Sweat index equals favoring buyers. El Dorado County details. Page 1. data elements gathered and derived. This month. How it compares to average, high, and low. 52. Zip codes. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Supply and demand. Lean score. Created to measure activity in each phase of a listing. Phases: new listing, active listing, pended listing, sold listing, canceled listing, and cumulative days on market. Cumulative days on market is the total number of days required to sell the listing. The variance between the current value of each data element and its short and long-term averages are calculated. A positive lean value leans toward seller, and negative value leans toward buyer, for a data item will be interpreted in different ways for each data element. The intent is to show who is favored in the current market, based on the data. Lean score equals -0.8, leaning toward buyers, 2, lean toward sellers, 4, lean toward buyers. Months of inventory equals 5.2, plus 31%, month over month, plus 23%, year over year. Last high was 6.1 in January 2015. Last low was 1 in December 2021. Market Activity Index. Created to compare zip codes regardless of time and money, uses calculations of sold, pended, new, active, canceled listings and number of offers. Supply and demand. Maximum is 100. Minimum is 0. Sellers are preferred in a market whose index is greater than or equal to 30. Equals 28. Favoring buyers. -18%, month over month, plus 4%, year over year. Last high was 100 in June 2021. Last low was 19 in January 2023, which is 73% of its 12-year November average of 39. New listings equals 150, -39%, month over month, -2%, year over year. Last high was 508 in May 2019. Last low was 88 in December 2022, which is 85% of its 12-year November average of 177. New listing index equals -2%. Last high was +56% in January 2024. Last low was -49% in February 2023. Pended listings equals 149, -7%, month over month, +23%, year over year. Last high was 390 in June 2020. Last low was 75 in December 2022, which is 93% of its 12-year November average of 160. Pended listing index equals +23%. Last high was +77% in March 2021. Last low was -54% in December 2022. Housing appetite. Appetite equals pended listings divided by new listings. Fresh demand over fresh supply. Overarching assumption is that the listings that are counted as new are also pended. Housing appetite equals 99%, 149, pended, 150, new, month over month, year over year. Last high was 133% in December 2017. Last low was 44% in April 2019, which is 111% of its 12-year November average of 89%. Cancelled listings equals 60 plus 40% month over month minus 24% year over year. Last high was 142 in December 2014. Last low was 11 in April 2017, which is 100% of its 12-year November average of 60. Cancelled listing index equals minus 24%. Last high was plus 236% in December 2021. Last low was minus 75% in October 2020. Sold listings equals 113 minus 32% month over month minus 16% year over year. Last high was 378 in September 2020. Last low was 74 in January 2023, which is 62% of its 12-year November average of 182. 12-year November low. Sold listing index equals minus 16%. Last high was plus 79% in September 2020. Last low was minus 54% in January 2023. Number of offers equals 191 plus 21% month over month plus 6% year over year. Last high was 995 in March 2021. Last low was 107 in January 2014, which is 69% of its 12-year November average of 277. Offers per sold listing equals 1.7 plus 77% month over month plus 25% year over year. High of 3.6. Average number of offers per sold listing in March 2021. Offers index equals plus 6%. Last high was plus 250% in May 2021. Last low was minus 62% in March 2023. Sold listing index equals minus 16%. Active listings equals 584 minus 10% month over month plus 4% year over year. Last high was 1091 in June 2019. Last low was 231 in December 2021, which is 102% of its 12-year November average of 572. Inventory index equals plus 4%. Last high was plus 59% in June 2022. Last low was minus 61% in March 2021. Housing absorption. Absorption simply represents how inventory is absorbed given this month's active listings and last month's sold listings. This calculation is the inverse of months of inventory. Sold over active. Active over sold. Housing absorption equals 19%. 113 sold. 584 active. Minus 24% month over month. Minus 19% year over year. Last high was 99% in December 2021. Last low was 16% in January 2015, which is 55% of its 12-year November average of 35%. 12-year November low. Cumulative days on market equals 81, plus 13% month over month, plus 23% year over year. Last high was 104 in January 2015. Last low was 16 in May 2021, which is 149% of its 12-year November average of 54. 12-year November high. Median price equals 625,000, minus 9% month over month, minus 4% year over year. Median price 12-month moving average equals 677,000, minus 1% month over month, plus 1% year over year. Median price momentum equals plus 1%, 1.9 last month, 3.8 last year. Median price is minus 18% off its last high of 758,000 in April 2024 and plus 77% off its 12-year low of 353,000 in January 2014. Calculation of dollar volume, 1 sale. Assuming all offers received were the same price. 1 sale. Assuming all offers received were the same price. Unrequited demand. Dollar volume. Total offered equals 138 million. Sold volume equals 90 million. Excess volume equals 48 million. Unrequited demand. Last high offered was 735 million in June 2021. Last low was 50 million in November 2013.
By the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals.